So today is a continuing effort of our commercial aeronautical zone, which started in about mid-2014. It was a long process where we had collaboration with our city council, our county commission, the local PPRTA, and even with the state on an aviation development zone, where it really incentivizes businesses to build, repair, maintain aircraft at Colorado Springs Airport.
Can you talk about what this would be specifically with Sierra? It sounds pretty high-tech and pretty big.
So we started actually, Sierra Nevada Completions will become our 5th brand new tenant since the commercial aeronautical zone started. And what they do will be integrating of large aircraft. So they take existing very large aircraft and make it into a finalized product that's custom built for a customer.
We're talking about 2,100 jobs within a 5-year period. Of those jobs, how many will actually be jobs that could be from people who live here as opposed to Sierra bringing in their workers and just filling those existing positions?
Our understanding is the majority of jobs up front will be relocated from a different area, but the majority of jobs will come from the region.
What kind of economic impact are you guys expecting from this?
Very large. It goes a regional approach. So the 2,100 jobs that we're talking about today is on Sierra Nevada Completion's final campus, but then you have suppliers, you have all of the ancillary industry that goes around that. So it's a very large impact, far beyond just 2,100 jobs.
I was just going to say, do you know kind of maybe average salary for them? I mean, what kind of jobs
Yep.
are we talking about?
So the average pay scale, I believe, is just around $86,000 per job, and that's over 2,100 jobs.
This is a huge get for the Colorado Springs Airport, for any airport.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean for the future of attracting new business?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a big get. Now,
right.
How do you sell yourself to other large corporations who may want to re-incentivize you?
Yep. So what we're doing is we're trying to change and create an aviation economy at the airport. Our airfield capacity, it is outside of DIA, COS has the best airfield capacity in the state and pretty much west of the Mississippi. So we have this asset that's really underutilized, and now we have the economic incentives in place and a great partner in the state and locally. So again, we're just trying to create a brand new economy in Colorado Springs.
What does airspace capacity, what does that mean?
So airfield capacity it's a combination of your runways, your taxiways, the businesses we have here that can service aircraft, and again, you can't just land a 747 anywhere. So we have the airfield capacity, we have the economic incentives, and we have the workforce. A lot of folks that are separating from the military looking for jobs that fall right into this category.
How'd you do it? How'd you get them?
A lot of begging and pleading. No. Again, the numbers have to bring them to the table. I think, the Pikes Peak region really sells itself for quality of life, but it's got to make sense financially, and our competition is outside of this state, really, on these kinds of firms, because again, we're the only airport outside of DIA, and it really doesn't fit their business model that could really attract these kind of businesses.
Speaking of attraction, according to Wayne Heilman's report earlier this morning, when we first broke this story in Gazette, what they had talked about was state income tax credits of $400 million incentive package, and they also talked about another $3 million in incentives. How can, this is a great get for Colorado Springs, but can we continue to do this to get other larger groups to be able to come here?
So the incentive program that we created at the airport, which values over $300 million, is actually performance-based. In other words, they're taking a greenfield site that we're not collecting any sales tax on, and we're actually not going to charge them sales tax on aeronautical parts. So we're not actually paying them anything, they're just not simply paying tax. And what's interesting is all of our competitors do that now. So by creating the commercial aeronautical zone, we actually leveled the playing field, and then again, our region really won it for us.
So once again, this means that more companies would come here based on just what you just told me.
Exactly. It's at no cost, no loss to the city of Colorado Springs or our Pikes Peak region. We're simply on par now with the other airports outside of our community that can compete with us. And once you come here, it kind of sells itself. If it makes financial sense, we're in a better competitive position.
Dan, do you call these high-tech jobs, or are they more like manufacturing jobs?
A little bit of both, because you're integrating brand new parts into potentially older aircraft or new aircraft, but you're manufacturing and you're integrating parts into existing aircraft.
Tailing on what you were saying, do you feel like this is a catalyst, maybe?
Yes.
For the airport, because I know you guys have been trying to
Yep.
really get things going.
Yeah, again, this is going to be our 5th brand new tenant. We actually have 3 other tenants that have expanded already because of the commercial aeronautical zone. So this has had a big impact already, but this is by far, this will be an anchor tenant into a much larger aerospace economy that we're trying to build here.
So if you had to make a pitch right now, and this is on all the stations, it'll be going on in the Gazette, what would you be telling future companies? Because obviously this is the start of something big.
Yeah.
It's your pitch.
Yeah, so we have tremendous airfield capacity. We have land. We're already 7,500 acres large. We have the economic incentives in place. We have a workforce in place. And again, we're ready for business, and we have much further to grow. So.
After this, have you gotten any calls? In other words, since this was announced today, have you gotten some calls from some other companies?
Sure, ongoing dialogue that a lot of people are showing interest that we've never had before.
Where does it go from here? Because it's not final quite yet, and we're still a few years away. So kind of what's the timeline?
So the timeline is going to be quick, actually. So we're going to work with Sierra Nevada Completions to put shovels in the ground rather quickly. But again, we're prepared and we're ready for it because we've been working with them for quite some time. So it's going to be a fast-track project.
Do you think it's going to be like in a year you're going to put shovels in the ground, or are we talking months? Like, any more specific than that?
Depending on the construction season in Colorado, it's really depending on when we get our financing lined up with Sierra Nevada, and yeah, we're not really sure just yet, but it's going to be quick.
How you feeling about it?
Good. Just a lot more work to do. Yeah.
How soon, Dan? How soon could all this get started?
It could be months. It literally could be months. Yeah.
And you were saying, Eric was asking the question about how many jobs would be coming from just people moving here from other places. How many new jobs would be maybe people they would hire from the region?
Right.
Could you be more specific about what the numbers might be on that?
That's more a Sierra question, but from our understanding is that when they start the spool up and on-the-job training, they may relocate a few folks from out of town, but the majority of jobs are all going to be local out of that 2,100.
Also heard that Sierra is kind of known for clean energy, or clean energy is like a big thing for them. Do you know if that's true or not, and how important that is at all for us?
This is really on a commercial aviation portion, so it's really not, I don't think it's related to that. This is commercial aviation.
Anything that we did not ask that you think people need to know?
Again, although this is huge, and we've been working on this, the enormity of it is huge, we've already been quite successful with recruiting firms from California, North Carolina, in different states to actually relocate. This is a brand new business line that's going to be started here in Colorado Springs and hopefully continue that emerging economy that we're trying to start.